It's important for the audio.
It is. All right, here we are. We are live on week 2. 26.2 has just dropped this morning, and we're going to give you our first thoughts on it. This week, we watched the live demo, and then I actually went down and gave the workout a go. So
With Matty forward.
With Matty forward. So that was big, and we're going to break that down a little bit as well. Hopefully give you guys some takeaways from it. But first of all...
It's what we expected for week 2.
Yeah,
on the rig.
We thought we might be on the rig. We thought there probably wouldn't be any squatting or, but we said there's a bit of lunging, so legs are still...
Not good.
Yeah, they're not getting off completely scot-free. Although, I think the main limitation from what we sort of thought when we saw the video, when we saw the live announcement, and from what we experienced downstairs was, generally speaking, upper body muscular fatigue limitation in this workout. And...
The muscle-up capacity.
The muscle-up capacity, muscle-ups, if you have that skill or not, or whether your capacity is there on it, that's going to be the big limiter. Secondary to that is a little bit of just general, sort of aerobic conditioning. If you've got some good capacity there, that'll help minimising interference with the muscle-ups, but it's more that upper body kind of pulling and even the lockout.
Yeah, they went quick. Didn't they?
They were quick. On the demo, as expected.
Flew. They got to the muscle ups in like 450. Like that was pretty unbelievable. I think from noticing how they moved through that workout, it was as expected, unbroken pull-ups. Yeah. Very quick changes on the overhead for the dumbbell. Yeah. Bit of a rookie error on the not making sure you're lunging, bringing the dumbbell down, and then resetting for Von.
Yeah, she had to go back, and she had that big lead, that lead.
Huge lead.
And it was pretty devastating to have to go back and do a whole length. So just remember that if you do falter on one of your lunges, you're likely to get a no rep, which means you're going to have to go back to that line. So make sure you're standing it up all the way.
Please.
That last rep.
Please.
But then what happened on the rings?
There were, most of them did 3-4 sets. She blew up. The Von Raw blew up on the rings. It took her 4 minutes to do that set when it took her four and a half minutes to get there. Lucy Campbell went 6, 7, 5, and then 2. Yeah. I didn't get Kringle's reps in, but it looked similar because she finished about 2 or 3 seconds behind. Yeah.
So that's 4 sets.
Yes.
That level of athlete. Those girls, you have to think they're probably able to do at least 15, maybe 20 ring muscle-ups when they're fresh. Yeah. So that leads us to kind of think that maybe for that caliber of athlete, a 4-set strategy is probably going to be about right for an athlete who can do...
That's right. But they also got there in 4 minutes and a bit. So they got there very quickly.
And then secondary to that is how early you get there, what your capacity is like to get there at that speed. Are we all good, Kemba? Do we have to start again?
No, don't say that. I think, they were riding the line of the muscular endurance, particularly with their lockout on the ring muscle-ups. I think that's where they got caught up. Everything looked pretty stock standard getting there.
Yeah, I would think so.
So then...
and then,
what's it mean for everyone else?
Talking about, what does that mean for everyone else? I think coming back to that muscle-up capacity at the end being one of the big sort of deciding points of this workout, we're kind of in our minds thinking, that 15 to 20 athlete who that's their max effort on a muscle up, they might be looking at 4 sets, something like that. Back from that is 10
to 15.
10 to 15. If you can do 10 to 15 muscle ups as a max set, you're probably breaking it up into more than 4 sets. Like me, for example, we'll talk about mine a little bit as well today, but I just did the workout and I did mainly sets of 3, which I think was right for me. And my max muscle up effort at the moment would be sort of 15 tops, maybe less.
Yeah, back yourself there. That's fine.
And I thought I felt like that was about right for me today.
And then there's sort of the group down from that is the 3 to 10, and then that's going to have the flow and effect for how they attack the rest of the workout. Because I think it's pretty important where you have to look at expecting where to finish and be cool, I'm going to have 5 minutes to do X amount rather than finishing. And I think that's pretty important to talk about for these guys. Even the 10 to 15, getting there a little bit slower, but then being able to get onto rings and then be able to execute those sets of 5 or 6, doing your 3s or your 4s, whatever works there. Because I think you can get there too early and then be looking at the rings and waiting 30, 40 seconds anyway between sets because you've missed like 2 reps. And so no reps are super costly.
Definitely.
Again as well.
Yeah, super costly on a muscle up. It's going to cost you at least 20, 30 seconds if you miss a rep. Plus, that rep that you missed is more taxing than the reps that you made. So it's a compounding effect of fatigue that's just really not worth it, especially if you're missing reps earlier in that 20. Just to talk about my experience with the workout as well, to give some context for some non-games level athletes. Definitely non-games level.
So most of us.
I ended up with a 12 minutes 25 total workout time. I finished my last set of snatches. My tie break was 8:36. And I believe I got up on the rings for my first set of muscle ups at like right on the 9 minute. Was that right?
It was about like 25 seconds of rest before you went up.
And in high, and I continued to do sets of 3 all the way through. So my muscle ups from finishing the snatches to finishing the workout was about 4 minutes. Which is about half my time of my workout to get to that point for me. Sets of 3 were the go for me, and then I just failed my very last rep trying to get it sub 12, and then that cost me
20 seconds.
20, 30 seconds. But other than that, I was fairly happy with how I hit it.
You executed well.
If I did it again, I would just get there a little bit later than 9 minutes. So my conditioning at the moment is probably more the lacking part. So my upper body was fatigued, but there was a bit of heart rate and breathing involved in my limitation as well. So I would just pull back a little bit and maybe be able to shave off a little bit of time. But I think I hit it pretty well for my ability.
I think so too. I think like, look, if you're going to rest, you may as well get there a little bit later and feel like you're in better shape than feeling like, because the point you made afterwards was like, I had to rein it back on that set of snatches and even the last set of lunges. You just felt like you're getting too high. And that's where you broke it into the set of 10. So I think that's a fair point. It's like, because towards the end of the workout, you don't want to feel like your heart's beating out of your chest to then want to get your grip sorted and then jump on and try and do a set. You sort of want to be a little bit calmer into the movement, particularly for the first set.
It was a little bit of a recalibration to get ready for some rings. So maybe if I tweak that, I could go a little bit faster. But just to talk through exactly how I broke up the workout for me, I broke up every length of snatches. So I lunged across, took me 7 steps to get across for the 20 feet, put the dumbbell on the floor, turned around, pretty much picked it straight back up with the other arm and then kept lunging. I did that every round. And with the snatches, I think for the first 2 rounds, I pretty much went unbroken, except I did mix my snatch style up a little bit. With the dead stop, a little bit unorthodox, but letting the dumbbell, when I felt like my grip and my arms were getting a little bit tight and I wanted to slow down my cycle rate a little bit, I just kind of, instead of switching on the way down, I just let it come plonk down onto the ground, still holding onto it. No muscular tension, no eccentric, let the ground absorb it, and then switch hands on the floor and come up. And the benefit of that was saves the grip a little bit. A lot of people don't like it. It feels sort of awkward and clunky. I don't think it's that necessary for a lot of people. But for me, I did sprinkle some of those in throughout the workout. And I think my last 10 reps were that style.
I think if you need to slow it down a little bit before you go to the rig, I think that's a pretty good idea, because then you are about to jump on and probably do, a few, like either 4 sets or 2 sets or 1 big set. So it's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, and it's the kind of thing that I don't think is like a general recommendation for everyone. If you've done that before, or if you really like the sound of it, give it a go. But most people don't find it that good.
Bit jarring.
So I did break up the last set of snatches into 2 sets. And I actually took an actual break. And on my gymnastics, I went 10-10 on the pull-ups and 4 sets of 5 on the chest to bar. And they're a strength for me. Like pull-ups and chest to bar are probably 2 of my best things. But I kind of like to use that as a bit of a, like, not rest station, but don't try and go faster on those good stations. Just recalibrate a bit. Plus, obviously, saving that upper body for the muscle ups coming up. And I think that was the right plan for me, with a fairly short rest, like 5-6 rest.
How did your grip feel by the time you got to the muscle ups?
Grip wasn't
like not a thing.
Grip per se wasn't a real thing. I didn't feel like I was slipping off the rings, but my upper body, like pulling power and the lockout actually was surprisingly a bit tougher than normal. Not really hard, not really tough, but I did have to focus on it to make sure. Just the upper body fatigue. And for me, where my fitness is, the heart rate did come into play a bit, like I said.
Yeah. Well, I thought the lockout was quite good from you and Maddie. Thank you. Because there's I thought it was going to be worse. I think it's one of those workouts where it's like going to feel a hell of a lot worse than it actually is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically like for most people, it's going to be 2 minutes of holding a dumbbell overhead
Yeah.
during those lunges. That's a lot of time to be pressed out. So that's where those triceps are going to come into a factor. So just make sure of your lockouts and then you're finishing over the rings. Super important.
100%. And just be thinking that how do you need to feel when you do ring muscle ups? When you've got to do 20 ring muscle ups.
Yes.
In a workout, how do you need to feel when you get up for that first set and then the second set to back it up? And you just got to keep that in your mind because that's going to be a little bit different for everyone. And you need to be able to read where your fatigue levels are as an athlete from your own experience and make those little calls. Because going up, it's a little bit early or a little bit late, that obviously makes a big difference with that little bit of muscle fatigue. Yeah.
And then final thing on 26.2, for the guys that have just doing sets of 1 or 3 or just doing singles on their muscle ups, how do you think they should approach the workout when they're doing this? Because there'll be a few different buckets where that comes in, but it should be okay, we're expecting you, because you got to the rings at 8:30, had that 20-second break. If I'm someone that's I can only do singles, what are you thinking they might want to sort of aim for to get to, and how much time they should have in their muscle ups?
Yeah, if you're planning for singles on the ring muscle ups, you probably don't want to be trying to get there much earlier than what I did. Unless you've got a pretty because my muscle up capacity is going to be a bit better, but my heart rate was a bit high. I think around that 9 minute.
The 9 to 10, 10:30 is probably the best. Hey,
any faster than that is getting a bit risky, I would think.
Because you're going to be resting anyway, and so you don't need to. Yeah, cool. I just wanted to circle back on
we'll see how it plays out, but that's going to be the general. I wouldn't I'd still, what I tell my athletes is you're still in the driver's seat in the workout, making these decisions. You need to be in tune with how you're feeling and what you think you can do in the workout as you go through it. You are the main decision maker, especially on a first attempt of a workout. Second attempt, we can get a little bit more prescriptive on splits and that kind of thing. First attempt, you need to have that athlete IQ a little bit and can't just blindly follow not a random, but we're definitely in that 9 to 10 minute realm ballpark. We're not in probably the sub 7 minutes.
The 7s, because that's mean it's going to be bad.
It's not. And if we're getting up around 12 minutes, obviously we've only got 3 minutes left, so you're not budgeting much time left at the end. But
it's a balance.
It's a 1RM basically. If you do single muscle ups, you're kind of doing your 1RM. How do you want to feel when you do a 1RM? Pretty good. Fresh,
Generally speaking.
I do.
So do I. Cool. So then that's pretty much 26.2. Recapping last week.
Yeah.
That was hard.
Do we have to?
my legs only got better on Wednesday this week after doing it on Friday. It was tough.
I ended up doing it Monday. Like I said, I was sick the week before, and I've still got a little bit of DOMS in the quads.
Tension. Yeah.
Just a little, but massive amount of wall balls.
Yes.
And I think it was a pretty challenging week to recover from, get into some training again.
Yes.
And the training was definitely compromised after that. More so than what I think it will be this week. I think this week we'll have an opportunity to get a bit more good training in, especially for the guys looking to get ready for quarters and stuff like that, and get on the barbell and stuff in anticipation for maybe some barbell work next week. But just to go back to last week again, some
pretty solid scores coming through.
Yeah.
I was very impressed overall with some people that were getting these to the point where it was they were getting 40 wall balls done, getting on the side. I didn't think there'd be heaps of people getting there.
Yeah.
But, the average was very high.
Yeah.
I was very impressed.
Yeah, especially from some of the guys that may not traditionally finish super high on the open leaderboard by the end of it. There's a lot of big population of athletes putting up whopping scores.
Yeah, absurd scores.
Which is always scary for people trying to qualify the next levels and stuff, because they get a bit of a shock that first week. I just think it'll sort of balance out a little bit this week with the rig.
Week 1.
Yeah,
it's just week 1. Now we're back, week 2.
Should we call out some names of your athletes that did well in week 1?
Well,
who was the top scorer? Was that Maddie or
Maddie?
Mads?
Gilmore.
Yep. Yeah.
10 reps
she
for
didn't,
finishing?
Very close to finishing. She did awesome.
Yeah.
She's only just been cleared for squatting recently, so
it didn't look
really
like it when she was doing
that.
the box overs. Hey, I was just there's no hesitation there. My goodness. She was flying. And then I think best male score would have been B Gas.
Yeah, Brandon Gaskell.
Yeah, which is pretty good. I mean, they both did it, and got after it.
Yeah, definitely.
Tough one for the blokes.
And I think in the podcast last week, I was predicting Harry Chapman for a good performance.
Harry Chapman did do good.
He delivered the goods. I can't remember his exact score. He's getting up towards 300, but not quite. Like maybe the
280.
Yeah, something like that.
I'll have a look. He also did a full box jump, clear the box on the last rep.
Oh.
Pretty good thinking on the spot.
Well done.
Wow.
What an athlete. No wonder you shouted him out.
Well done, chap.
But yeah, I think good point on like the recovery from that workout. I feel like, and like muchos respect for people that tried that
Twice.
second time. Like,
There wasn't a lot of them, but
like
yeah, it's a hard
to
one.
even think about wanting to do that again was impressive. So yeah, well done to those guys. So then leading from that, same sort of Saturday, tomorrow, Starr guys are welcome if they want to come in and
come down to
throw down.
Yeah, the Mona Gym. We had like 116 people through last week, and this week will be the same again. Atmosphere was awesome, and Starr athletes are welcome.
it was unreal.
Come join us.
Bit late of a start though, because this workout's probably going to be just because it's 15 minutes.
15 minute,
be, like,
that's right.
3 to 5 minute transition, so it would probably be a little bit of a later start.
Yeah,
this
that's
week,
right.
I'd say.
We started at 11 last week. We'll probably be at least 12 or something.
11:30,
this
12,
week.
I'd say.
If you're planning on coming down, just shoot me a message.
Yeah, let us know. Really helpful, so we can start organising heats and stuff like that, because we'll have the Mona Gym going, and then
Harry got
come in.
277 reps. Played
277.
420th in Oceania.
Oh,
Mads came 20th in Oceania. 10 reps from finishing.
Yeah,
I think they. Oh, and Brandon was your top man, was
Brandon,
it?
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure. B-gas.
While you're waiting for me to look up that up, what's your? Obviously, going to ask for your picks for this one.
The picks. Me. I'm going to go clinical on this. I think there's going to be, like you said, this is going to be the leveler week for a lot of people. I would say that the skills on Starr are going to come through well here, particularly the muscle up capacity.
We've been
work that
working.
we've been doing.
Yeah, a lot of us
is
have been
going to
working
really
on-
shine.
We have been putting a bit of work on the rings and muscle up, and I'm hoping that we see some good results from that in terms of just the guys have improved on this kind of workout. Because there's definitely been some good improvements in training with a lot of guys on their rings.
Yeah.
Who's got good muscle ups under fatigue?
We will. I'm keen to. One athlete was like Emily Hogan.
Oh, good.
was thinking-
I can't say that. I'm
Excited to see how she goes
She'll
on this
do well.
one.
Finally, Starr is calling.
Well, I just want to give her some props because she's been training well, and
Yep.
she works with Bunnings directly, and
Yeah, I'll keep saying the Geo boys. And then
I mean, Darius for the old boys.
Darius.
Oh, we're talking Masters, yeah.
can
I think
talk anyone, mate.
So me and Manny Ford, the Masters just went today,
Yeah.
and Darius was here helping us through. But I'm pretty excited to see Darius attack it for the 40 to 44 bracket because I think it's a good wheelhouse workout for him. So we'll be
He might get a good score overall.
giving him a good push. Yeah, definitely. He's going to try and qualify for touring in the Masters. See how we go.
Yes. God, if he was based off.
I'm vicariously living through him at the moment.
That's right. If it was based on how vascular one's shoulders could be, Matt Forward would definitely get the top percent in the world, surely. Like when they were setting up the throwdown, I was like, holy let's go. And you both did so good. I was impressed.
Yeah, I'm glad I had a sleeved shirt on.
That's right. It'd make everyone like that. I was just like, my goodness. But yeah, and then I think training for next week. So like you said, it got mucked up a bit last week with 26.1 just because like the legs were absolutely fried. But for the guys that are like training for quarters, I think that was a good point you were raising before. It's like you need to think of like the macro perspective of this, that we're not actually peaking for each week of the Open. You're thinking more about your quarterfinals performance. So just like keep that in mind. With this workout, it's like a little bit different to last week. But I reckon just touch on that, like wanting to keep intensity on Monday, with Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're still training with a reasonable amount of, volume and intensity on those days. Like nothing crazy, but good quality training sessions. Last week, I think Monday was quite compromised still, even from doing the wobbles, especially if we did it on Saturday. But I think Monday won't be too compromised. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday should be fairly good training. The barbell will definitely feature we're likely to feature in the Open workout this week, so we'll obviously want to get ready for that. But I think we'll be feeling good. Like I feel right now after having done the workout downstairs a minute ago, maybe I didn't go hard enough, but like I feel like I could train now, whereas last week there was no chance. I didn't feel like I could. So, even after doing the workout, if you do it Friday or Saturday, there'll be some training programs suggested on the app, and that's we'll get after it this last week. Finish strong because quarters isn't far away.
Yeah.
For the guys here who are shooting for team qualification and touring qualification out of Mona, the Open has a little bit more importance to it. So we'll keep that in mind as well with our with our workouts.
I'll see you Monday.
I think we're sitting outside the top 30 at the moment on the Oceania leaderboard. We need to get inside that top 30 to qualify for touring. So let's get after it this week.
Big guts this weekend.
Yeah.
Brandon, talking about your males, Brandon came 158th in Oceania with 298 reps. And then do you want to wrap it up with, we're going to publish a second video after this, which is obviously your workout.
Oh, yeah. So we're also going to have a bonus piece of content today. My workout.
You're joking.
With my amazing score. And Matty Forward, I'll let you watch the video to see what the result was. But it was good to have the old veteran here from my age bracket as well.
Yeah, bit of context.
Matty was an Indy
Comment below who you think's going to win.
Indy back in 2014.
Yeah. Well, that's
regionals, and he's a beast.
Yeah.
And he's just come into my age bracket, and I'm feeling threatened.
2014 regional Indy, you guys were against each other, right?
2014, I was team.
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 I qualified Indy, opted to go team.
Yeah.
Set a world record in teams. Was that 2014 or was that 2013?
2013 we did the deadlift box jump. 2014, it was another story, but for another time. But Matty was out there.
Yeah, amazing.
Indy.
Well, that's great.
How many likes does this video need for us to get a video of Bunnings doing the last 26.3?
Oh,
How
so
many
likes on the video.
Yeah.
What are you saying? How many would you get?
Okay, it needs to get
Surely if we get
26.
No, 20.
26 and a third likes.
Perfect.
Or 263 likes.
26?
That's easy.
What are we doing? Surely
263 likes.
200.
Yeah, that's good.
263.
Then it's definitely no choice. I like 26. I mean, if we're getting about
Oh, well, I'm
45
going to
views,
do it anyway, but I'll be like, 20. Well, you want me to do it live?
No,
Do it
we
beforehand
want to
before
do it
the
the same
thing.
way as we did with Starr today.
Oh, okay. Nah, yeah. Go to
263 likes.
26.
260.
26.
26.
is
Yeah,
good.
fuck it. Let's do 26. I swore, but it's fine. Do 26. Do 26. Yeah, you can play that one out. Let's do it.
You've heard it here.
I'm in.
All right, good luck this week, guys.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. See you next week.